President Muhammadu Buhari has declared Zamfara a no-fly zone following the recent abduction of schoolgirls in the state. Buhari made this decision at the National Security Council meeting in Abuja. The president has also approved a ban on mining activities by non-state actors as part of efforts to curb the rising insecurity in the state. The National Security Advisor told reporters after the meeting that government will not hesitate to use kinetic means to restore normalcy in the country. He says defense and intelligence organizations have been mandated to ensure the country does not slide into anarchy.
Now, His Excellency the President has approved, based on our recommendation, the imposition and enforcement of a ban on all mining activities in Zamfara State with immediate effect until further notice. He has directed the Honorable Minister of Defense and the National Security Advisor to deploy massive military and intelligence assets to restore normalcy to that part of the country. He has also approved that Zamfara State be declared a no-fly zone with immediate effect. Now, all non-state actors that have been causing problems for the innocent peoples, not just in Zamfara State or the Northwest Zone, but also the Northeast and other parts of the country and the South-South, have been placed under surveillance by the intelligence agencies.
Okay, to help us unbundle this, we have in the studio former Director, Department of State Services, Mike Ejiofor. Welcome to Newsnight, and great to have you here, sir. First, help us understand. The first thing that comes to mind is the fact that National Security Council met, and one of the key things they came out with is that there is no fly zone in Zamfara State from now on. The question will be, is there something sinister going on there that requires that the government is declaring this state as no-fly zone?
Well, I looked at the decisions of the council and what the National Security Advisor said. Initially, I was surprised on the issue of no-fly zone. Of course, government has its intelligence gathering efforts. Maybe there are certain information we don't have that is not in public domain that inform the decision of no-fly zone. Because what I understand by no-fly zone is that aircrafts should not be overflying Zamfara State.
And, what kind of aircrafts now? We're talking
about Air Force is there in terms of surveillance to enforce the no-fly zone. But I mean, there could be some information that's not available to the public that's responsible for the decision of that no-fly zone, because a lot of people too, before I even came into the studio here, has called to find out why no-fly zone. And I think the decision must have been taken in the best interest of the country and in the best interest of the state. Other decisions reached to, I think, I welcome them when they're overdue for such a decision. We should take the war straight to the bandits.
And that's exactly what the Senate President Ahmed Lawan has said, that there are likely beneficiaries who want the status quo to remain. Who are the likely beneficiaries, really, of this situation? And what are the likely scenarios that will bring about a no-fly zone? If you can help us understand that without giving out too much information.
But that's exactly what I said, that, that the government has, of course, information, which may not be available to me or members of the public. But on the issue of people behind this criminality, luckily for us too, and for Nigerians, the governor of Zamfara State has threatened to expose the people. So I believe that he also has names, and he has been charged by Arawa Consultative Forum this evening that should mention the names of the otherwise he will be treated as an accomplice.
Yeah, the National Security Advisor, Monguno, has said that there's, investigation already ongoing to maybe unravel, find out who this sponsors are. Should he put that information out? Does it not jeopardize, any efforts?
No, I don't think it will jeopardize. But with the development so far, I believe that government has gone far ahead, in terms of identifying the people behind, maybe through intelligence gathering efforts, to have identified the people, maybe waiting for the appropriate time to disclose such names and possibly take action against them.
Okay, so when you look at, I'm just a common journalist who likes to piece information together. Civilian. Just an ordinary civilian who doesn't have that level of intelligence. Yes. Now, when you piece together no-fly zone, blanket over a state, and then you say illegal mining should also stop henceforth, and you're thinking these people who are doing illegal mining of gold and other very special items, natural things in the ground, how do they get it out? Was it through flying, or do they have other ways? Because it's a landlocked state. Does that bring together something that could mean...
I don't see that adding up anyway. But the fact remains that this banditry started with illegal gold mining in Zamfara state. And it's become a lucrative business for even foreigners. And I think that's what informed the government to take that decision that illegal mining should be banned in that place. I think it's a way of putting on check some of the activities of these criminals who have continued to embarrass our country.
But how concerned are you when we continually hear from government that government will not hesitate to use kinetic means in ending banditry? Are we being more reactive than proactive?
I wouldn't say reactive. I think government has been trying to use kinetic and non-kinetic approaches, which is normal. And in case of, but where I disagree with the state government, some state governments, not necessarily only Zamfara state, some state governments in the northwest, is the issue of negotiating with all these bandits.
Yes.
Paying of ransom, and the governments will come out to say no ransom was paid. And the question is, if no ransoms were paid, how were those people fed? Are they running charitable organization? So we must come out with the truth, to let people understand what is going on. Although it is not wise for government to openly admit that ransom is paid, but government should have also remained silent instead of talking that no ransom, because nobody will believe that story. Yeah. So if you look at the non-kinetic approach, like I said, we have to address certain issues in terms of infrastructural development, employment, economic empowerment of the people, not necessarily looking at the military approaches alone. But it has come to a point that we can no longer use this non-kinetic approach, because these bandits, unlike what we have in the northeast, Boko Haram, they have no ideology. They have not brought to table exactly what they want for you to, except for economic reasons, empowering themselves and getting more money to buy arms.
All right, thank you very much, Mark Ejiofor, former director of DSS. We really appreciate your contribution and your unbundling.